So, as an apothecary owner, I wanted to share for just a minute what I keep stocked in my at-home apothecary. And some of it is just super simple stuff, and some of it, like, you kind of have to, acquire. But just a quick look. I keep lots of dried things around. Fruits, berries. I've got apples, I've got oranges, lemons. This is like my haul from my raspberry bush so far. Well, this is part of my haul from my raspberry bush so far. I keep them around because you can use them for all kinds of things, from food to spells to ritual baths to whatever you want to use them for. I've also got blueberries here because I like them in my oatmeal. I also keep jars of things like moss, Spanish moss. Actually, I use these in my war water. And I've got these burdock roots right here that I can use for spells, for protection, for warding my property, whatever I feel like using them for, really. Some other stuff that we have that's like super simple and easy to acquire. Himalayan pink salt. And this is actually some oatmeal that I put through my food processor. Both of these are super good for like ritual baths or even just a regular bath. Like, it can help with tense muscles or dry skin, rashes. If your skin is like crazy itchy and dry, like oatmeal, whoo, so helpful. I've also got some ginger that I dried at home. Some mint leaves that I also dehydrated here at home. And eucalyptus leaves. I've got like 4 containers of these. They're great for simmer pot kits. For ritual baths, for using in spell work. Like, there's just a lot of these things that have an endless array of uses, and that's why I keep jars upon jars of them around. And finally, I've got some of my stuff that's a little less, you're not going to eat it, right? I've got my jar of graveyard dirt. This makes it really super simple because I don't have to visit super often, but I'm here and I know this particular batch is going to work for a lot of things, including my poppets, protection spells, warding spells, freezer spells, whatever I want to use this in. I can guarantee that this particular batch is going to work really well. And then I've got my war water that's been steeping for a long time. I've got something like 3 or 4 jars of this because the longer it sits, the meaner it gets. So, keep the war water around, but you gotta burp it every once in a while. I don't want a war water. Have you smelled this? It's horrible. I feel bad for anybody who gets this on their front steps. At any rate, that's just some of the stuff. That's a very small selection of the stuff that I keep. I keep it on this little shelf behind me. There are shelves over by my sink that I also keep jars on. They've got like chili peppers and spices and things like that I keep in there. This is a little example of my personal at-home apothecary, which I'm constantly building on. And just some ideas for your at-home apothecary. Keep in mind, stock things that you use frequently. Like, I've got so much Spanish moss because it goes in my war water. I have so much graveyard dirt because it goes in a lot of things that I make for myself and for my shop. So, keep in mind of what will be useful to you. Keep your jars, keep them full, keep things stocked as much as you can. And don't forget, the nature provides. So some things you might just be able to walk outside and be like, this is going to be good for my spell work. Let me grab some of this. Happy collecting. And we'll talk soon.